ॐ नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तन्तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। भगवद्गीता अध्याय 2 श्लोक 48 योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्योः समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते। Further description of karma yoga, how one should perform karma. Performing karma itself cannot be called karma yoga. One has to perform the right form of action to be called karma yoga. It should be proper action. Vihita karma, karma that is enjoined by the Shastra for oneself, which is called swadharma. Even performing swadharma itself cannot make it karma yoga. Then what makes it karma yoga? It is the attitude. The attitude with which one performs swadharma qualifies it to be called karma yoga. And the attitude, Bhagavan calls the attitude with the word yoga. Yogasthaha, abiding in the attitude of a karma yogi. Yogasthaha san, abiding in the proper attitude, having the proper attitude. Karmani kuru, perform karma. Sangam tyaktva, how one should perform karma? Sangam tyaktva, giving up attachment to the result. The result can be twofold. One is the material result of the karma. Another is the result in the form of chitta shuddhi. For a karma yogi, chitta shuddhi is the main result. Because his main objective while performing karma is chitta shuddhi. Therefore, the main objective of a karma yogi is chitta shuddhi. The karma should contribute to my spiritual growth. The karma should contribute to my chitta shuddhi so that I can get jnana. This is the main objective of a karma yogi while performing karma. In addition, there is another result also, which is the material result of the karma. In the form of victory, material gain or loss. For a karma yogi, it is a secondary result. A karma yogi might prefer it, but it is not his main objective. Unlike the other person, a non-karma yogi. When a non-karma yogi performs the same karma, his objective is the material gain of the karma. For example, in the case of Arjuna, when we consider war as the karma, suppose there is a non-karma yogi, his sole objective is victory. I should win the war. It is his mukhya phala. When a karma is performed as sakama karma, material gain becomes the mukhya phala. When the same karma is performed as nishkama karma, chitta shuddhi becomes the mukhya phala, and material gain, victory, etc. becomes gauna phala or avantara phala. It is preferred, but it is not the sole objective. It is not the main objective. A karma yogi, when he performs karma, his main objective is chitta shuddhi. Definitely he is not attached to the material gain. It is well understood. He is not attached to the gauna phala. He looks upon it as a fringe benefit. If I get it, well and good. It is a bonus. But what I need? Chitta shuddhi. Then Bhagavan says, Sangam tyaktva, meaning even in terms of chitta shuddhi, one should not have attachment. I have to get chitta shuddhi, otherwise I will stop doing karma. Even that attitude one should not have. Many people complain, I am performing karma yoga, I am performing japa, etc. I am performing my duties, yet I am not finding any change. Bhagavan says, Sangam Tyaktva. Do not have attachment even to the Mukhya Phala of Karma Yoga, which is in the form of Chitta Shuddhi. And the same Chitta Shuddhi can be understood as Ishvara Preeti. Appeasement of Ishvara. When Ishvara is pleased with the Karma Yogi, he blesses the person with the Chitta Shuddhi. Ishvara should answer my Karma Yoga through Chitta Shuddhi. Even that kind of expectation one should give up. It is true Karma Yoga. Even in the life of a Karma Yogi, most often he might feel that Ishvara is not answering his service. Ishvara is not paying back for his service. Because there is no indication of spiritual growth. There is no tangible benefit of all his sadhana. One might feel so. Even then, he continues to perform his karma. Someone gives an example. A professional farmer, a professional agriculturalist, he will cultivate the land every year when the season of cultivation comes. He will do it. Once in a while there may be a drought. Once in a while there may not be any promise of good crop. Still he will continue his cultivation. He will plow the ground, he will water the ground, he will sow the seed, he will do everything. And for years, sometimes there may not be good yield. 4 years, 5 years, no yield, it might happen. Yet, a professional farmer who has been farmer, his ancestors were also farmer, a traditional farmer for generations. He knows very well that if he stops cultivation, thinking that nowadays it is not possible to get yield, if he stops cultivation, then the land will become barren. Then after 1 year or 2 years, even if there is a possibility of good yield, he won't be able to cultivate it. Instead, if he keeps cultivating every year, there may be loss. There may not be any yield for a year or two, but in between there is good rain, good harvest. And all his loss is recovered when he gets good harvest and good rate for his crops. Likewise, a karma yogi should not lose his heart, should not lose his spirit while performing karma. Once in a while, one might experience a period of dryness. None of my prayers are answered. None of my services are noticed. I am not getting Chitta Shuddhi. I am not growing spiritually. One might feel so. Even then, one should not give up. One should have trust in Ishvara. If not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe after many days, no karma will go waste. With this attitude, one should continue to perform karma. Therefore, Bhagavan says, Sangam Tyaktva. And Bhashyakara explains, Sangha in this context means the attachment, the expectation for Ishvaranugraha. Ishvara should be pleased and Ishvara should bless me with the Chitta Shuddhi, with the spiritual growth. Even that idea, that expectation one should give up. Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva. Being equal in siddhi and asiddhi. Siddhi, success, fruitfulness of karma, and asiddhi, non-fruitfulness of karma. And the fruitfulness is in the form of Chitta Shuddhi. And asiddhi, no yield. The karma has not become fruitful, tangibly. Siddhya siddhyoho samo bhutva. Accepting siddhi and asiddhi equally. Karmani kuru. Perform your karma. Yogasthaha sangam tyaktva siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva karmani kuru. Now Bhagavan says, what is yoga? What is the attitude of a karma yogi? Samatvam yoga uchyate. Samatva, equalness, accepting siddhi and asiddhi. Siddhya siddhyoho samatvam, accepting both success and failure, even in terms of spiritual growth, even in terms of Chitta Shuddhi, accepting success and failure equally. as the grace of Ishvara. It is called yoga. Yoga uchyate. It is the attitude which makes the karma into karma yoga. See the bhashya. यदि कर्मफल प्रयुक्तेन न कर्तव्यं कर्म कथं तर्हि कर्तव्यम् इति उच्यते. यदि if कर्मफल प्रयुक्तेन कर्म न कर्तव्यम, one should not perform karma being impelled by karma phala, then tarhi katham karma kartavyam, how should one perform karma? Iti uchyate, it is being explained. योगस्थः सन् कुरु कर्माणि केवलम् ईश्वरार्थं. योगस्थः सन्, abiding in the yoga, abiding in the attitude of yoga. Karmani kuru, perform karma, not for any material gain, not for any material objective. Instead, kevalam ishwarartham, purely for the sake of Ishvara. Ishwarartham karma. Ishvara has given me this karma. A karma yogi looks upon himself as a servant of Ishvara. Ishvarasya bhrityaha aham. I am Ishvara's bhritya. Bhritya means servant. Dasaha. He has created me. Who has given me this life? Ishvara. Ishvara has given me this life. Therefore, he has kept me here. And he has given me this karma. With this attitude, one performs karma. Kevalam Ishwarartham. Tatrapi Ishvaro me tushyatu iti Sangan tyaktva Dhananjaya. Tatrapi. Tatrapi means Ishwarartham karmanusthane api. Even while performing karma for the sake of Ishvara. Ishvaraha me tushyatu iti sangam tyaktva. Giving up the expectation that Ishvara should be pleased with me. Ishvara should be pleased with my karma. And Ishvara should answer my karma. This kind of expectation also one should give up. I am performing my karma but Ishvara is not answering. No indication from Ishvara. Either in the form of spiritual growth or in the form of any other indication. At least in dream, Ishvara can manifest and say, I am happy with your karma. Even that is not there. There is no reciprocation from Ishvara. I am performing so much of karma for the sake of Ishvara. But Ishvara is not reciprocating. Without such expectation, tyaktva Ishvaraha me tushyatu. Ishvara should be pleased with me. Iti sangam tyaktva. Giving up even such expectation. I am just offering it for Ishvara. What Ishvara does, it is up to him. Whether he blesses me or not, when he blesses me, when he does not bless me, it is up to him. With this attitude, one should do karma. It is total surrender to Ishvara. A karma yogi surrenders himself to Ishvara. He is not like a local labor who goes for a strike if the wages are not increased. My salary is not increased, therefore I go for a strike. It is not so with a karma yogi. He has absolute trust in Ishvara and absolute faith in karma yoga. And he surrenders all his karma to Ishvara. And he accepts any result as Ishvara prasada. फलतृष्णा शून्येन क्रियमाणे कर्मणि सत्वशुद्धिजा ज्ञानप्राप्तिलक्षणा सिद्धिः तद्विपर्ययजा असिद्धिः तयोः सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्योरपि समः तुल्यो भूत्वा कुरु कर्माणि. Now Bhashyakara explains siddhya samo bhutva phalatrishna shunyena kriyamane karmani. When a karma yogi performs karma without phalatrishna, without desire for result, then Sattvashuddhija jnana prapti lakshana siddhi. What is siddhi for a karma yogi? What is the fruitfulness of his karma? When does a karma yogi think that his karma is bearing fruit? Sattvashuddhija jnana prapti lakshana siddhi. The siddhi is not material gain. Siddhi is not material success. The siddhi is in the form of jnana prapti through sattva shuddhi. He should get chitta shuddhi, and he should be qualified for jnana, and he should get jnana. It is siddhi for a karma yogi. If that happens, if he gets some amount of sattva shuddhi, then he will feel that his karma has become fruitful. Therefore, it is siddhi for him. Tad viparyayaja asiddhihi. Yeah, tad viparyayaja. Tad viparyaya means no sattva shuddhi and no jnana prapti. Tad viparyaya means without sattva shuddhi, no jnana prapti. Tad viparyayaja. Sattva ashuddhi janya ajnana prapti lakshana iti yavat. No sattva shuddhi and no jnana prapti. Because of lack of sattva shuddhi, he does not get jnana. It is asiddhi. It is failure of his karma. Visibly, it is a failure. When he performs karma yoga, it is not really failure, but for a long time he is not finding any tangible result of his karma. That is why he thinks it is a failure. One might think that his karma is a failure. It is tad viparyayaja asiddhihi. Tayoh siddhya siddhyorapi samaha tulyo bhutva. Tayoh siddhya siddhyoh. Those two, siddhi and asiddhi, samaha, being equal. Tulyo bhutva, considering both of them equally. Kuru karmani, karmani kuru, perform karma. Do not get disheartened when you don't find any success, when you don't find any tangible benefit in performing karma yoga. Even that should be accepted as Ishvara's grace. Ishvara is testing me now by not giving phala. With that attitude, one should perform karma. Kosau yogaha yatra sthaha kuru iti uktam idameva tat siddhya siddhyoho samatvam yoga uchyate. Kosau yogaha. What is that yoga? What is that attitude? Yatrasthaha kuru iti uktam. Yatrasthaha. Abiding in which yoga? Kuru. You should perform karma. Iti uktam. This has been stated in the beginning of this shloka. Idameva tat. This is the yoga. Yaha yogaha tat idam eva. The yoga is this. What is it? Siddhya siddhyoha samatvam. Samatva in siddhi and asiddhi. Accepting siddhi and asiddhi. Accepting success and failure as equal. both as Ishvara Prasada, even Siddhi you accept as Ishvara's grace, even Asiddhi one accepts as Ishvara's grace. It is called yoga. Samatvam yoga uchyate. And this attitude converts the karma into karma yoga. दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ कृपणाः फलहेतवः. Now, Bhagavan glorifies Karma Yoga. In fact, with the 47 and 48, these two shlokas, Bhagavan has defined Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? One can quote these two shlokas. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhuhu ma te sangostva karmani. And yogasthah kuru karmani sangantyakva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. The attitude of a karma yogi is beautifully explained in these two shlokas. Now, Bhagavan is glorifying karma yoga by comparing it to the karma of a non-karma yogi. Comparing karma yoga to sakama karma, by contrasting karma yoga with the sakama karma. Sakama karma is inferior, very much inferior compared to karma yoga. Therefore, Bhagavan encourages Arjuna to perform karma yoga. He Dhananjaya, O Dhananjaya, O Arjuna. Dhananjaya is another name of Arjuna. Karma buddhiyogat durena avaram hi. He definitely karma yoga, karma. Karma stands for sakama karma. Karma performed without the attitude of karma yoga. Karma without yoga is karma. Karma is durena avaram. Durena, from a great distance to a great extent. Avaram, inferior. Durena avaram means very much inferior. Compared to Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga means Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga, which involves the attitude of Samatva Buddhi. Therefore, Bhagavan tells Arjuna, Buddhau Sharanam Anvicha, take refuge at Buddhi, proper attitude of a Karma Yogi. Buddhi. Initially, the Buddhi is Yoga Buddhi, and in due course of time, the same attitude can lead to Jnana, Atma Jnana. Therefore, ultimately, it is Buddhi can also be understood as a Jnana. Bhashyakara gives two interpretation to Buddhi. Initially, Buddhi is the attitude of a Karma Yogi. Later on, Jnana. Buddhau Sharanam Anvicha, take refuge at Buddhi. Seeking Atmajnana, seeking moksha. Kripanaha phalahetavaha, to glorify Karma Yogi, to glorify Karma Yoga and thereby Karma Yogi. Bhagavan is criticizing a non-karma yogi. Bhagavan is criticizing one who performs sakama karma. Phalahetavaha kripanaha. Those who perform karma with the desire for result, those who perform sakama karma, they are kripanaha, they are lowly, they are the helpless ones, because they continue to live in samsara. Yat punaha samatva buddhiyuktam Ishvararadhadartham karma etasmat karmanaha durena ativiprakarshena hi avaram nikrishtam karma phalarthina kriyamanam buddhi yogat samatva buddhi yuktat karmanaha janma maranadi hetutvat dhananjaya yat punaha samatva buddhi yuktam ishvararadhanartham karma. Yat Ishvararadhanartham karma, the karma which is performed for the sake of Ishvararadhanam, karma performed as a worship of Ishvara, Ishvararadhanam, and that kind of karma is done with the samatva buddhi. Samatva buddhi yuktat, samatva buddhi yuktam karma. Karma which is done with the samatva buddhi. Siddhya siddhyo samatvam. Etasmat karmanaha. Compared to this karma, durena is equal to ativiprakarshena, to a great extent. Means very much avaram, inferior. not slightly inferior, highly inferior. Durena avaram. Avaram is equal to nikrishtam, inferior. Karma, what is inferior? Karma. What kind of karma? Phalarthina kriyamanam. The karma which is performed by a phalarthi. Karma performed by one who seeks phala, the material end of the karma. And the material end may be swarga also. Even swargarthi is a phalarthi. Buddhi yogat, compared to Buddhi yoga. Already Bhagavan has mentioned it before. He mentions it once again, following the order of the words in the shloka. Buddhi yogat is equal to samatva buddhi yuktat karmanaha. The karma which is endowed with the samatva buddhi, karma which is endowed with the attitude of samatva, siddhya siddhyo samatvam, accepting siddhi and asiddhi equally, means karma yoga. It is the meaning of buddhi yoga. Therefore, sakama karma is very much inferior compared to karma yoga. Why sakama karma is inferior? Janma maranadi hetutvat. Because sakama karma becomes a cause for janma, marana, etc. Birth, death, etc. Meaning, sakama karma causes samsara. It furthers samsara. It is binding in nature by producing punya and papa. Even if sakama karma is punya, it is binding. It takes the person away from moksha. Maybe producing devata janma. Still it is samsara. Therefore, janma maranadi hetutvat. It causes janma, marana, etc. It does not contribute to moksha. Dhananjaya, he Dhananjaya. Yataha evam yoga vishayayam buddhau tat paripakajayam va sankhya buddhau sharanam ashrayam abhaya prapti karanam anvichha prarthayasva yataha evam. Since it is so, since sakama karma is inferior, therefore buddhau sharanam anvichha, take refuge at buddhi. Seek buddhi, seek knowledge. Bhashyakara gives two meanings for the word buddhi. Buddhi is the means for moksha, and the direct means for moksha is atmajnana. Even that can be understood by the word buddhi. If you are ready for Atmajnana, go for Atmajnana directly. So one meaning of buddhi is Atmajnana. Atmajnane sharanam anvichcha. But if you are not ready for Atmajnana, then the meaning of buddhi is the attitude of karma yoga. So, yoga vishayayam buddhau, it is one meaning. The buddhi dealing with the yoga. Yoga means samatva. Buddhi of a karma yogi. The attitude of a karma yogi. It is the first meaning of buddhi. Or another meaning of buddhi is jnana, sankhya buddhau. Sankhya buddhi. Sankhya means Paramatma, understanding of Paramatma, which is a result of yoga buddhi. Tat paripakajayam sankhya buddhau. The sankhya buddhi, which is a result of fructification of yoga buddhi. The attitude of a karma yogi indirectly culminates in Atmajnana by bringing about a chitta shuddhi. Therefore, one is upaya buddhi. Yoga buddhi is upaya buddhi and Sankhya buddhi is upeya buddhi. One is means, another is the end. Tat paripakajayam va sankhya buddhau. Both meanings of the buddhi are acceptable depending on where the mumukshu is standing. Sharanam is equal to ashrayam, refuge. Anvichha, prarthayasva, seek. Please seek refuge in buddhi. Seek buddhi. Go for buddhi. And seeking refuge in buddhi is abhaya prapti karanam. It will serve as a means for attaining abhaya, attaining freedom from samsara. Abhaya, fearlessness, stands for moksha. Moksha prapti karanam. Both Sankhya buddhi and Yoga buddhi, they are means for moksha. One is the direct means, whereas another is the indirect means. Paramartha jnana sharano bhava ityarthaha. Yeah, we have read it? No. Yeah. No, anvichha prarthayasva we have read, I suppose. Yeah. Paramartha jnana sharano bhava ityarthaha. Yeah. Buddhau sharanamanvichha. Bhashyakara gives the implied meaning of Buddhau Sharanamanvichcha, the purport of Buddhau Sharanamanvichcha, Paramartha jnana sharano bhava ityarthaha. Take refuge at Paramartha jnana. Take refuge at the knowledge of the truth, Atmajnana, directly or indirectly. Either directly go for Shravana, Manana, Ityadi. If that is not possible because of lack of readiness, then indirectly choose Atmajnana. Work for Atmajnana in the form of Karma Yoga. It is the purport of Buddhau Sharanamanvicha. Yataha avaram karma kurvanaha dīnāha kripanaha dīnāha phalahetavaha phalatrishnā prayukta santaha yova etadaksharam gargi aviditva अस्मान् लोकात् प्रैति सकृपणः इति श्रुतेः. Now, in order to glorify Karma Yoga, Bhagavan criticizes Sakama Karma. Those who perform Sakama Karma are kripanaha. Kripana means deena, helpless. Helplessness is one of the attributes of samsara. Therefore, kripanaha means samsarinaha. They continue to be in samsara, being helpless. They don't travel towards moksha. They don't progress towards moksha. Yataha. So why one should take refuge in buddhi? Yataha. Because avaram karma kurvanaha. The people who perform avaram karma, inferior form of action, means the karma which is not karma yoga. Phalahetavaha. They are phalahetavaha. Phalahetavaha means phalatrishna prayukta santaha. Being impelled by desire for result, they perform karma. Therefore, their karma is inferior. Avaram karma. They are kripanaha. Kripanaha is equal to dīnāha. They are helpless. They remain in samsara because they are not going towards moksha. They are not progressing towards moksha, and they are not progressing towards Atmajnana. In support of this statement, Kripanah Phalahetavaha, Bhashyakara is quoting a corresponding Shrutivakya from Brihadaranyaka-upanishad. Yova etadaksharam gargi aviditva asma lokat praiti sakripanaha iti shrutehe. This comes in Brihadaranyaka-upanishad, chapter 3. There is a dialogue between Gargi and Yajnavalkya. There Yajnavalkya tells Gargi, Hey Gargi, O Gargi, Yaha etad aksharam aviditva. Without understanding this Akshara, without understanding Brahman, Asma Lokat Praiti, leaves this world. Saha Kripanaha, he is a Kripana. An Ajnani is a Kripana. One who does not get Jnana is a Kripana. Thus, an Ajnani is condemned in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And in keeping with the Shruti, Bhagavan also says, Kripanaf Phalahetavaha. He expresses his pity on a Kripana, one who does not perform karma, one who does not perform karma yoga. He is helpless, he is lowly. Therefore, he tells Arjuna, do karma yoga. Accept the attitude of karma yoga and perform your swadharma. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.